Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to all my dear students. Today I am taking biology class. Under that we are studying the plant kingdom. Okay. Last class we started with the topic bryophytes. I have told bryophytes are usually grow in a shady and humid condition, moist humid condition, and also they are commonly called as amphibians of plant kingdom, which they live in a terrestrial or land condition but require water for their sexual mode of reproduction. Sexual mode of reproduction ಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು ಬೇಕು. So they are called as amphibians of plant kingdom. So they require both land condition as well as water condition, water for their complete life cycle, to complete their life cycle. Usually they grow in humid and moist shaded region, shaded localities, damp soil, in damp condition where water accumulation in a soil is more, and humid, the atmospheric moisture content should be more, and shaded region. So usually this type bryophytes usually seen in rainy season. You have seen in rainy season various types of plants are grown. Even you can clearly see the growth of bryophytes on the surface of the wall, on the surface of the compounds, on the surface of rocks, and various in a soil. In soil you can see very small plants which is attached to the plant that are nothing but the bryophytes. If in next class I'll show you the specimen. Okay, so we studied about the general characters. Usually all these bryophytes are multicellular. After this kingdom class, after this class algae, almost all the organisms are multicellular in nature. So they reproduce, they usually grow in a damp soil condition. Okay, next we'll study about, usually they grow, their plant body is thallus. We'll call this plant body is thalloid. The plant body is thalloid, where we cannot differentiate through root, stem and leaves. So they may contain root-like, stem-like, they may contain root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. They may contain root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structure. Okay, leaf-like structures. And they may be thalloid, they may be prostrate or erect. Prostrate means which firmly attach or grow on the or creep on the ground. If you consider this is a soil surface, this usually grow attached to the substratum. Substratum andre ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ, the place where the organism live, or they if you take a plant, where the plant grow, that region, that place, that solid or the solid surface where the plants or animals can stay, that we'll call it as substratum. Here in prostrate condition you can see like this, they firmly attaches to the ground, they creep on the surface of the ground. Okay, next erect means sometimes this, if you take this as a ground, they may grow above the ground level. Erect, this if it grow above vertically upwards, and that condition we'll call it as erect. They may be prostrate or erect. The plant grow prostrate or erect condition. They contain unicellular, they attach to the ground with the help of unicellular or multicellular root-like structure called rhizoids. Here we cannot call it as roots. They exactly look like roots, but here we cannot see a well defined root system. ಅಂದರೆ root system ಅಂದರೆ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ವ್ಯಾಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಬಂಡಲ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಈವನ್ ರೂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್, ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಲೈಕ್, ಲೀಫ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಯು ಕೆನ್ ನಾಟ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೂ ಲೀಫ್, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ ವೇನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ವ್ಯಾಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, this mesophyll cells, these should be present in a plant. If only these plants, these bryophytes only contain leaf like structure. If you see any internal structure ನೋಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ, you cannot find any well developed or the well developed tissue system inside the leaf, so it is called as leaf like structure. Even if you consider root like structure, root ಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕು, ವ್ಯಾಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಬಂಡಲ್ ಬೇಕು, ಔಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಟಿಕಲ್ ಬೇಕು, ರೂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾರ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಟ್ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೂ ರೂಟ್. ಸೊ we'll call it as rhizoids. Unicellular or multicellular rhizoids may be present that help to attach the plant firmly into the substratum ಗೆ firmly attach ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ help ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So next, unicellular rhizoids may contain leaf-like, stem-like structure, and they undergo vegetative mode of reproduction, and also sexual mode of reproduction also takes place in bryophytes, and two different sex organs are developed. That is, male sex organ is called as antheridium. Singular, antheridium is singular, antheridia is plural, antheridium, and female sex organ is called as archegonium. Archegonium is singular, archegonia is plural. Here antheridium will give rise to the unicellular gametes, that is antherozoids. Here specialized structure may be present like this. Inside the thallus, that is plant body, inside the plant body these sex organs are developed, that is antheridium and archegonium. It is somewhat, antheridium is usually round shaped. Inside this it give rise to the spores. Okay, these gametes, these not spores, these are gametes, and they are biflagellated. All these gametes are biflagellated. Okay, two flagella is present on the anterior end. Adra anterior end alli two flagella attach ಆಗ್ತದೆ. These single structure, a gamete with the two flagella is called as antherozoids. Okay, so single antherozoid. Okay, this structure will call it as antheridium. Okay, this is antheridium, where this give rise to the development of antherozoids, motile antherozoids. They can freely swim in water and they can fertilize with the egg. Okay, next archegonium. Archegonium is usually flask shaped structure. Is a flask shaped structure, somewhat like this flask shaped structure irtade. So at the base it contains single female gamete, that will call it as egg. Contain single female gamete, that will call it as egg. Here in antheridium many antherozoids are developed, but in archegonium, this is a structure of archegonium. Archegonia is singular, archegonium. Here it contains a single egg, or each archegonium contains single egg, but in antheridium many antherozoids are developed. This is nothing, antherozoids are nothing but the male gametes, remember, and male gametes ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಆಂಥೆರೋಜಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಆಂಥೆರಿಡಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, archegonium. It having a female gametes, that will call it as egg. Okay, female gamete ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, egg ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೇಲ್ gamete ಅನ್ನು antherozoids ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. These usually develop on the gametophyte. Here the main plant body in bryophytes, the main plant body is haploid in nature. I have told what is haploid. ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಂತ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ. ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್. ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಮೇನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಲ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ containing single set of chromosome, so the entire plant body will call it as haploid. So these plant body will give rise to the gamete formation. They give rise to the formation of the gametes. So that plant body will call it as gametophyte. Here very important, don't get confused, gametophyte ಮತ್ತೆ sporophyte ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. So remember, gametophyte is a main plant body of the bryophytes which gave rise to the gametes, which produces the gametes. This gametophyte which produces the gametes, later these gametes will fuse. Okay, later this gamete will fuse and next structure will be formed. So the main plant body is gametophyte. Why it is called as gametophyte? All the cells are made up of haploid cells, and they give rise to the formation or production of gametes. This gametophyte is a main plant body which produces the gametes. Okay, so remember this. And which are the two different gametes, male and female gametes? Male gamete producing structure, sex organs are called as antheridium. Female gamete producing sex organ is called as archegonium. Here the antheridium give rise to the unicellular antherozoids, motile antherozoids with the two flagella, and archegonium which is flask shaped, which contain a single egg at its base, single egg at its base. Base ಅಲ್ಲಿ single egg ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಮೆಚುರೇಷನ್, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆಂಥೆರೋಜಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್, they can swim in a water stream. Okay, they can freely swim in a water stream. Okay, and they come and fall on the archegonium. Archegonium ಅಲ್ಲಿ fall ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So they later enter inside the archegonium, flask shaped structure ಒಳಗೆ enter ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So it fuses with the egg and forms a zygote. Okay, forms a zygote. Later the zygote directly will not go for reduction division. I have mentioned in fungi, right? Fungi, in fungi the zygote will not directly develop into a new plant. Instead they undergo reduction division and produces spores in fungi, in case of fungi. But here what happens, this zygote the zygote will not directly develop into a spores. Okay, instead they give rise to a new structure. They divide and give rise to a new structure called sporophyte. They give rise to a new structure called sporophyte. The sporophyte structure is also a special structure present along with the gametophyte. Gametophyte ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ sporophytic structure ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. These sporophytes are individual, they are separate life cycle of the bryophytes. They dependent on the gametophyte ಫಾರ್ ದ ನರಿಶ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೋಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ ಇದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆಯೇ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ರೈಸ್ ಟು ದ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್. ದಟ್ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಫೈಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನಿಗಾಗಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಆಹಾರಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅದು ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಫೈಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಹೀಗಿರ್ತದೆ. somewhat they grow. This zygote will divide. It is a archegonium. They divide and form somewhat like this structure. ತರ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಔಟರ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ some cells of the sporophyte undergo reduction division or meiosis. I have explained these terms, meiosis, reduction division ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ದ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್, ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ 2 ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಪುನಃ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್. ಈ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ವೇರ್ ದೇ each diploid cell give rise to a 4 haploid daughter cells. Here each diploid cell, ಇಲ್ಲಿ diploid cell ಇದ್ರೆ it will give rise to a 4 haploid daughter cells. They give rise to a 4 haploid daughter cells, and each this daughter cell will develop into a spore inside this sporophyte. ಈ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಈ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಡಾಟರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಗಳು ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಇಂಟು ಅ ನ್ಯೂ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಈ ಬ್ರಯೋಫೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಯಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಐಸೋಗ್ಯಾಮಸ್ ಎನೈಸೋಗ್ಯಾಮಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ oogamous type of reproduction ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So specialized structure, sexual reproduction is well defined, well developed in the bryophyte system compared to the algae and previous that mycota ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ they may also undergo. Okay. Next we'll move to the importance of the bryophytes. Usually these bryophytes are less important compared to the algae. So one condition, it should have a moist, shady and high water concentration for their growth. So it is difficult to grow in artificial environment, and we can grow algae well in a artificial environment or in vitro condition. Under laboratory condition we can grow well, but these bryophytes are not possible. Okay, this may be useful for human beings in various purpose, and also this is very, as I mentioned, these are very having a very important ecological, it is very is having very high ecological importance, that it help for the plant succession, where help for plant succession. In plant succession what happens, this lichen and bryophytes which first grow in a barren rock or soil, barren rock ಅಥವಾ soil ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ first ಯಾವುದು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಇದು bryophytes or lichen will be first seen on that barren lands, because they require very less amount of soil. So ಅತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ soil particles ಸಾಕು grow ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, as compared to the higher plants. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಬೇಕು, because they have to penetrate the root. inside the soil, but here they are having a very small root system, so they can grow in a very less layered soils. What happens, when these lichens and bryophytes grow in the barren rocks or soil surface, they further help they release some of the chemicals alva, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು chemicals ಅನ್ನು ಅದು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಟೈಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್. ಈ ಟೈಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಲೂಸನ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇ ಪೆನೆಟ್ರೇಟ್ ದೇರ್ ರೂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ soil molecules, rock molecules, rock ಅಲ್ಲಿ silica, so various chemical molecules ಇಂದ ಆಗಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ. So when these root penetrate inside this rock, this the compact structure of the rock surface will be loosened. Okay, this process will call it as weathering, breaking of the rock into smaller particles. That process will call it as weathering. Weathering andre climate alla. Weathering means breaking of the rock or soil particle due to various physiological or biological action. Biological ಅಥವಾ physiological action ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ soil particles, ಚಿಕ್ಕ ದೊಡ್ಡ rock particles, ಚಿಕ್ಕ soil particles ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ or formation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ process ಅನ್ನು weathering ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So this bryophytes will help for the weathering of the rocks, and that leads to the formation thick layer of the soil ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು bryophytes ಗ್ರೋ ಆದಾಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆದಾಗ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೋ ವೆಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ಇನ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೇಟ್. ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಈ ಬ್ರಯೋಫೈಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲೈಕೆನ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಆದಂಥ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುವಂಥ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಗೆ ಆ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಹ ಅದು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಸಮ್ ಬ್ರಯೋಫೈಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ sphagnum. It is a type of bryophyte usually grow in a pond, near the pond or in water streams, water logged areas ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಈ sphagnum grow ಆಗ್ತದೆ. They results in the formation of peat. They result in the formation of peat. Peat is nothing but a soil like layer formed, brown soil like layer. Okay, this is a soil surface. Idanna soil surface anta ankolli. Okay, on this just above this soil surface you can see a brown soil like structure which is formed due to the partial decomposition of the plant body. This is formed, this brown soil like structure, soil like layer formed due to the partial decomposition of the plant parts. Okay, partial ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. some of the particles remain ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. most of them are decomposed and forms a soft bed like structure, bed like layer, that we'll call it as a peat. Okay, this layer we'll call it as a peat, and this peat is having a high water holding capacity. Even though this is made up of organic compounds, it may be used as a fuel. ಅಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಲೇಯರನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ plant materials, live plant materials. Okay, it is used as a packaging cover for to transfer the live plant material. ಲೈವ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಶಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಪೀಟನ್ನು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಅ ಥಿನ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ these live plant materials is wrapped by using this peat layers, so that it can stay for a long time, because this peat having a high water holding capacity ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ವಾಟರ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈ ಲೈವ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೀಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡೇಜಿಂಗ್. ಸಮ್ ಕೇಸಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡೇಜಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಮೈಕ್ರೋಬಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದಿಸ್ ಪೀಟ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಮೈಕ್ರೋಬಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಮೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ some of the bryophytes also edible. Edible. Okay, that's not mentioned here. Few of them are edible, and it act as a food for mammals. Some of the smaller mammals which consume bryophytes as their food, birds and other smaller other animals like small insect, fish. These consume the smaller bryophytes as their food. They used as a food. Okay, next important, some of the antibiotics or some of the chemicals also absorbed, extracted by bryophytes. That's not mentioned here, but you should know these bryophytes also important to extract some of the chemical molecules. Okay, and also this is useful for they help for soil erosion. They prevent soil erosion. They also prevent soil erosion. On the surface of the soil, it forms a thick mat. Okay, on the surface of the rock, it forms a thick mat. Okay, on the soil surface ಅಲ್ಲಿ thick mat ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ the direct water or the rain water will splash on the ground, which will not carry the soil particles. ಇದು ground ಅಲ್ಲಿ splash ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ soil particle ಅಥವಾ if it is flow on the surface, what happens, it will not take away the soil particles, so they help to prevent the soil erosion ಅನ್ನು prevent ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ help ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. and okay, next we'll move. These are the few importance. One is first important, ecologically very important for plant succession, and sphagnum, which produces a peat, very important for normal for human beings. It is used as a fuel as well as help to transport or transshipment of the live plant material, and some of the bryophytes are used as a food by herbaceous mammals, birds and other animals, and also it forms a thick mat on the surface of the soil that prevent the soil erosion due to the heavy rain ಅಲ್ಲಿ soil erosion ಅನ್ನು prevent ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ help ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Okay, next here these bryophytes are further divided into two main divisions. Okay, they divided into two main types of the bryophytes we can see, that is liverworts and mosses. liverworts and mosses. These are the two different types of the bryophytes. We can see in our normal condition. And if you go in higher classes, these bryophytes are divided into further three main types. Three main types are divided madidare. But here you just study this liverwort and mosses are the two main types of the bryophytes. Okay. Next, we'll move to the first type, that is liverworts. That is liverworts. The first division of the under the bryophytes, that is liverwort. Usually these liverworts which grow in a shady regions, they usually grow in a shady region, well humid region, moisture content ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುವಂತ region ಅಲ್ಲಿ grow ಆಗ್ತದೆ, shady region ಅಲ್ಲಿ grow ಆಗ್ತದೆ, and damp soil, where damp soil means the soil contain large amount of the water. In that region we can see the presence of liverworts, and here the plant body is thalloid. Usually this plant body is thalloid. Example, thalloid, where we cannot see well defined or well divided root like, stem like or leaf like structure. We cannot see like that structure in this plant, so that type of plant body we'll call it as thalloid. Okay, here thalloid plant body, some of them are show a central axis. Some of the liverwort may show central axis, and on this central axis you can see the arrangement of small leaf like appendages. Small leaf like appendages may arranged in 2 rows. ಎರಡು ರೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೀಫ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಪೆಂಡೇಜಸ್, ಈ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಈ ಥರ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಲೆಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರನ್ನು ಅಪೆಂಡೇಜಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಾದರೆ ಈ ಲೆಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡನ್ನು ಅಪೆಂಡೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೀಫ್, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೀಫ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪೆಂಡೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್. They may arranged in 2 rows in few of the mosses, and most of them are thalloid, which firmly attaches on the ground like this. Okay, I'll draw the structure. Okay, like this, ee tara thalloid agi irtade. Example a good example for liverworts is Marchantia. This you can see in normally in your in your gardens. You can see this Marchantia. It is very small. We can see by our naked eyes. These are small, maybe present at the base of the smaller plants. ಈ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ರೀಪರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ Marchantia or Rixia. Rixia is also type of moss or a liverwort. Sorry, it is a type of liverwort commonly present in our surroundings. ಈ surrounding ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ commonly. Okay, if I get the specimen, I'll show it in the next class. Okay, and usually they grow in water stream. They usually require moist and humid condition, and also shady region alli grow agodrinda you can see this development in water streams, marshy areas, and also we can see in damp soil. Damp soil I have mentioned, the water soil with the high amount of water. Okay, damp soil, tree bark. On the surface of the tree bark you can see the development of this liverworts as well as moss. ಈ bryophytes usually tree bark ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. You have to see this today itself. Go to your garden and see if any trees are there or any walls, compound wall ಇದ್ರೆ you can observe these bryophytes even in soil. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ಯಾಮ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದ್ರೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ತುಂಬ ನೀರು ನಿಂತಹ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಇಂಥ ಮಾಸನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಲಿವರ್ವರ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಟುಡೇ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡೀಪ್ ಇನ್ ವುಡ್ಸ್, ಡೀಪ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ವುಡ್ಸ್. If any wood or the log is placed inside that, you can see the development of these liverworts. Okay, they need water, large amount of water for their growth. So only in rainy season you can see the development of this liverworts, or else these bryophytes, or else continuous, when there is a continuous supply of water in particular places, there you can see the bryophytes throughout the year. Usually most common ಆಗಿ ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ವಾಟರ್ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಫರ್ದರ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ liverworts. ಓಕೆ, ದೇ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ prostrate ಅಂದರೆ attaches to the ground. They are having a small rhizoid like structure, help for the attachment dorsal surface ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ prostrate condition, okay, I have told thalloid. Under that thalloid, they may the plant body is differentiated into dorsal and ventral surface. In Marchantia and Riccia, in Marchantia we can differentiate dorsal and ventral surface. This upper surface we'll call it as dorsal surface. This is dorsal. And now on the ventral surface, this is ventral surface, where you can see the presence of roots. Okay, these are ventral surface. ವೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್, ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸನ್ನಿಗೆ ಫೇಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ವೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟು ದ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಶಿಯ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಟು ದ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟಮ್. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರೀಜನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ above surface we'll call it as dorsal surface. Okay, these are the thalloid. We can differentiate into dorsal and ventral surface. Okay, that is important. And here usually these liverworts undergo asexual and sexual mode, vegetative mode of reproduction. Vegetative by fragmentation. They undergo asexual reproduction by fragmentation. Okay, by fragmentation process they undergo asexual vegetative mode of reproduction. In the asexual mode of reproduction, they form a specialized structure called gemma. Okay, singular is gemma. Okay, singular gemma. It is nothing but the asexual buds. These are nothing but, gemma is nothing but the asexual buds. This is multicellular, small asexual buds. A small multicellular asexual, they are nothing but the green multicellular asexual buds, and they are green in color. Usually these asexual buds, gemma, are green in color. These are buds. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಿರಿ in higher plants, small at the tip you can see small bud like structure. Same like that only you can see the gemma structure similar to the higher plant bud. ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರ್ತದೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿರ್ತದೆ. It is very small and they are multicellular, green, asexual, but present in a specialized receptacle or cup-like structure called gemma cup. Specialized cup-like structure, that we'll call it as gemma cup. Just to draw down the diagram. Okay, this is receptacle, cup-like structure. We'll call it as receptacle. This is small receptacle, and on the surface of that you can see small multicellular buds. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಕಪ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಪ್ಪಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ cut in the middle, I have cut the gemma, this gemma cup in the middle, so it looks like this receptacle and buds gemme clearly visible ಆಗ್ತದೆ. These are nothing but gemme, these are nothing but gemme, okay, and each gemma in a when it detaches from the parent body, these are usually developed on the parent body, okay. The Marchantia there, on the surface of this you can see the presence of this gemma, formation of the gemma cup. On the inside this gemma cup you can see the gemme, and each gemme detaches from the gemma cup. Idrinda horag bandu gemma cup inda horag bandu enagtade receptacle or gemma cup detaches from the gemma cup and develop into a new plant or new thalloid agi ee gemma detach agi bere kade bandu beeltade. So each plant develop into a new plant, tada new plant agi develop agtade. So this is the process of gemma. It may be, what is mean by gemma may be asked for your 1 marks, okay. Gemma andre ಏನು ಅಂತೇಳಿ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. You have to write it is a green multicellular asexual buds present on the special receptacle called gemma cup, okay. It is a type of asexual reproduction in liverworts, okay. Liverworts, usually this gemma cup is present on the surface of the thalloid idu surface alli develop agtade, okay. And usually this undergo sexual mode of reproduction. Marchantia or these liverworts undergo sexual mode of reproduction, okay. Sexual mode of reproduction irtade. They produce male and female gamete in the same, male and sex organs develop in the same plant, either develop in the same plant or on different plants, okay. If it is present in the same plant, both the sex organs are present in same plant, then we'll call it as dioecious, okay. Sorry, monoecious. If it is present in 2 different plants, then we'll call it as dioecious, okay. Remember that is not needed if it's not there in your textbook. So they may be present in same plant or different plant, same way they contain antheridia and female sex organ called archegonia, okay. Female, male, okay. Male sex organ is called as archegonia. Female sex male sex organ is called antheridia, okay. They develop in same plant or in different plants, okay. Next it undergo fertilization. These gametes produced, male gametes and female gametes, undergo fertilization and form a zygote later give rise to a sporophyte. From sporophyte, okay, just this is male gamete with flagella, okay, like this structure. Female gamete, this is egg, large egg. It fuses, form a zygote may give rise to a sporophyte. Sporophyte ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Sporophyte later give rise to a spores. From spores there is a development of gametophyte, okay. From spores gametophyte is developed. From gametophyte again male and female gametes are produced. This is a life cycle of the normal bryophytes. Normal bryophytes ಇದು life cycle. First main plant body is gametophyte. Gametophyte male and female gametes ಅನ್ನ produce ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಆ female male gametes fuse ಆಗಿ zygote ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Zygote later give rise to a sporophyte, and this sporophyte is specialized structure which is dependent on the gametophyte. Okay, they draw the nutrition from the gametophyte, and this sporophyte produces spores, haploid spores. This is 2n, this is 2n, this is n, and gametophyte is haploid. So here gametophyte is haploid, 2n give rise to a sporophyte. It is diploid in nature, and that produces a haploid spores. From these haploid spores there is a development of gametophyte. From the gametophyte there is a development of male and female gametes, and that again fuses. Okay, this life cycle continues in a normal bryophytes. Okay, and common example. Okay, this sporophyte contain a specialized structure. They contain 3 different main structure. That is, I have drawn a normal structure. ಈ ತರ develop ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. This is foot, where it attaches to the thallus. ಇದು thallus ಅಂತ consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, can see the attachment into the inside the thallus, that is foot, and long stalk like structure will call it as seta, and the spore bearing structure will call it as capsule. Here the haploid spores are developed inside the capsule. Later, after complete maturation, this capsule will open and spores are released out. Okay, these spores alla outward release ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So they develop into a new individual, new gametophyte ಆಗಿ ಪುನಃ develop ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So this is a structure of sporophyte. Okay, this is very important. Each and every technical terms are very important for in this under this liverwort ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ technical term very important.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.